Guys, how'd you know? There was no best case scenario, and there is a part 7. Welcome back. It's been 6 months since we've last had our little chat, and so much has happened. I don't even know where to begin. It's been a lot. So I thought it was bad when they were ignoring me and not fixing the sliding door and the trunk. I had no idea it could get so much worse. January 6th or 7th, it was like, the first week of January, I went down to Rosarito, Mexico, and I was coming back. And I started to smell very, very, very strong smell of gas. It smelled more like natural gas than gasoline, which was weird to me. But anyway, it was super, super strong. I noticed it was super strong when I idled. And if you've ever crossed the border before, you know that you spend a lot of time idling, waiting for your turn to get to Border Patrol to cross. So, it was very, very strong. I didn't smell it much when the car was driving fast, but every time it was idling, super strong, to the point where I felt it was, a health hazard, let alone like the damage to the vehicle. But I really thought that it was going to affect my health, or it was affecting my health. I finished the trip. I got home. Of course, I reach out to AutoNation, and they ignored me because that's what they do. So I checked under the hood because, I'm a competent person. Check under the hood, and I see a visible crack in the air intake hose. And so I took it to a Honda dealership, not AutoNation because they're ignoring me. Took it there, and they replaced it, and I paid out of pocket for that. I was hoping that was the source of the smell. Again, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know. But I saw a crack in an air intake hose. I smelled exhaust, so I thought that would be it. As I'm driving home from the mechanic, I still smell it. It smells extremely strong. At this point, I'm like, oh my God, my van is now undrivable. I cannot drive it in this condition. It's literally going to kill me, or it's going to leave me stranded. So I reached out to my credit union. So I actually purchased this van through a third-party auto finding service through my credit union. So I was kind of out of options. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reach out to my credit union and tell them I'm unhappy with the van that they provided me, because credit unions are pretty responsive to their members, and I thought, maybe they actually do value my feedback. And they were super responsive. I really do hand it to California Credit Union. I spoke with the vice president, and he was like, that's really unfortunate. I hear that you're very frustrated. I'm going to reach out to Lexus of Cerritos and see what they can do. And I was like, dude, I've been reaching out. They don't do anything for me. He's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm going to reach out, and I really think they'll help you out. Okay, whatever. So he says he's going to reach out and have them look at my van again. In the meantime, I figure, you know what? Maybe I just needed to let the van air out. Maybe this smell really was fixed by replacing the air intake. I'm going to take my son to the zoo. So I drove to the zoo, and yeah, horrible. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to die of carbon poisoning or whatever. Even though I know carbon monoxide is an odorless gas, I figured all of these odors were really bad. So anyway, on the way home from the zoo, I was like, this is terrible. I can't even make it home. I took it to another Honda dealership. Took it to Honda of downtown. And they were like, oh my God, your van is jacked up. They sent me a video. They have a really cool thing where they will take video of your inspection. So they showed I had a leak of some sort. I don't know what it is. They never really told me what it was because I just paid for a diagnostic.
It's your Honda Tech, as you can see. Tie rod, ball joint, sway bar links, all doing fine. Same on this side, no leaks, no tears, no leaking grease. There is a leak here. I'm gonna recommend a diagnosis for that.
So anyway, so there was clearly a leak, and they told me that the odor that I was smelling was actually the transmission. They said that the wrong fluid had been put in the transmission and it was causing problems, and that odor I was smelling is actually called like gear grease or gear fluid, something like that. And it does smell like natural gas. It smells horrible when it's overheating. And that's what I was smelling. So the air intake crack, that was just a coincidence. That's not what was causing the odor. It was the transmission. And they said, you better not drive this thing because it's going to fail at any time. It's going to lead to catastrophic failure. And you're going to need to replace it. And it's going to be like $13,000. Yeah, not my fault. This is how they sold me the van. Whatever. So I hear back from the credit union. They're like, hey, we talked to AutoNation and they said, go ahead and bring the van back. I said, bet. Keep in mind, I'm still covered under the warranty if you take into account California's consumer protection laws. It would be extended for two reasons. First, because the van was not in my possession the whole 90 days. And second, because they never fixed any of the problems I took it in for. Sliding door was still not working intermittently. The trunk was still not working intermittently. And this odor was terrible. This odor made it like undrivable. I was concerned for my safety. Then I'm told that actually, yeah, it's the transmission and it can fail at any time. It's really messed up. So on January 24th, I take it to Honda of Costa Mesa. I tell them all that's wrong with it. I say, hey, Isaac, do you smell this? He's like, yeah, I smell it. It's really strong. I say, yeah, this is what I've been driving around. He says, oh, yeah, this is pretty bad. We drop it off. And then later they go ahead and email me, and they're like, they put this in writing. They say, that smell is a dead rodent. We don't see the dead rodent. We're not going to look for it anymore, but that's what it is. I was livid. So remember, the credit union is now involved, and so I'm like looping them in with the emails, and they're like, oh, it's just a dead rodent, because they're assuming good intentions. They don't realize that these people are gaslighting me. They're completely lying. They're frauds. So they're like, oh, great news. It's just a rodent. Do you think maybe we could pay? The credit union now is offering to pay for services for my van. So they're like, hey, how about we pay for further diagnostics so you can find the rodent and get rid of it? How about we pay to clean it out? And no, they're just like, no, we're done here. And so they're like, you know what? We'll go ahead and do like this full diagnostic. They're like, we're going to put a scope in the engine bay and we're going to look for any leaks. We're also going to clean it out because this dead rodent is really stinky and you're just a girl and you're silly and you don't understand the difference between like, gear oil or a dead rodent. And so we're just going to like wash your engine bay really well. So everything's really good and you can continue to drive this train wreck of a van. And so they call me and they're like, yeah, okay. On February 24th, they call me. So they had my van for 1 month now to not find a rodent, right? because we dropped it off on January 24th. And then they emailed me a few days later and they're like, yep, it's just a dead rodent that we're not going to look for. So they emailed me back on February 24th and they're like, you can come pick up your van now. By the way, we washed the engine bay and we looked for leaks really thoroughly. We even put this fancy camera everywhere to look for it. Okay, bet. So again, you know, I drive. So now this is like well over 600 miles that I've driven just in pursuit of getting them to do something for this van. Well, I didn't drive actually. My husband did. He went and picked it up. And then so I get home from work later that day and immediately, of course, I'm like, okay, let me check out this van. I want to see. I pop open the hood. It's dusty. They did not clean the engine bay, which I don't even care about. I do not care about the cleanliness. I don't do like a white glove test on my van, but like, how dare they? How dare they say that they're going to clean it when they didn't? That's fraud. How are you going to do that? So they didn't clean the engine bay. And remember, they scoped it and they looked for leaks and they just couldn't find the source of any leak. You know what I did? I went under the van and I could see it with my naked eye immediately. I'll show you the video. Hey, I'm going to take video of under my car because they lied to me. There are leaks. There is a leak. See? Right there. I don't need any special equipment at all. I don't even need a jack. I'm just on the ground and it's right here. It's right here. It's a leak of something. Of what? I don't know. I don't know what this leak is, but how dare they? How dare they say there are no leaks? So I just, you know, I'm over it by this point because not only do I have a van that I literally cannot use now due to safety concerns, like my own health concerns, they're committing complete fraud. They are defrauding me. They're defrauding the credit union. I don't know how they sleep at night. I really don't. So I contacted an attorney because, again, remember, they have not been holding up their end of the bargain. I'm protected under California consumer credit laws. California consumer protection laws. So I contacted an attorney. I found somebody who worked on contingency, so I did not have to pay a penny up front. And they sued them. I'm so happy. They sued Lexus of Cerritos. Actually, they sued Budget Rental Car doing business as Lexus of Cerritos. And I won. I won my case because they did not do what they were supposed to do. My attorney said that they were going to ask me to sign like an NDA as far as what, like the settlement. And, you know, they're so stupid that they forgot to send that over. But I do have ethics. And so I'm not going to disclose how much money I got. But let's just say I won. I won my case and I have a new van now. So if anything like this ever happens to you, you need to find an attorney to represent you on contingency and sue them. They cannot get away with this. All right, I just signed the paperwork. They bought back the car. Fuck you very much, Lexus of Cerritos. I'll never see you again.